Hey everyone, I'm the Gnome, and today I'd like to talk to you about Batman. And it's actually going to be comics Batman rather than TV or film Batman. Because, as you may be able to tell, I quite like reading comics. They're a lovely kind of mix between the kind of best you'd have in a book and the best you'd have in a film. And there's some cracking work going on right now. So I'm mainly going to focus on the new Bat titles written by Scott Snyder and drawn by Greg Capullo. What is it? It's the start of the new Batman, and it's in the new 52. And what is the new 52? The new 52 is a reboot of the entire DC franchise, in which all of the heroes really only came out in the last 5 years. Now there's some issues with that. I've got nothing wrong with a reboot. If it's good, it's good. Though this reboot, even though it's only set 5 years ago, introduces Nightwing, Red Robin, Damian Wayne as Robin, Batgirl who can walk, all in 5 years. It really makes no logical sense if you consider the timeline for the amount of Robins there is, and there has been. So that's really my first and actually only complaint about the New 52 Batman, in which it seems like a story that's been written for a while, but then just kind of shoehorned into the New 52. So where does the New 52 set us with Batman? Batman's current partner is his son, Damian Wayne, who was the son of Talia al Ghul, who was the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, his big enemy and the bad guy from Batman Begins. And it's almost like a new Batman. It's a Batman who really enjoys his job. It's not so dark and grimy and gritty as like Frank Miller Batman is. It's more, I'm Batman, I'm at the top level of my abilities, and I quite like punching bad guys in the face. There's a beautiful 2-page spread, maybe about 4 pages in which Batman's in Arkham, he's got loads of villains in front of him, and then just cuts away to a little smile. And I think it says that it's good to be home, and I think that's just beautiful. That's just really, really good. There's been 3 arcs out. The first arc is the Court of Owls, and the Court of Owls is phenomenal. The Court of Owls finds an entire secret society that Batman was not aware of that's been running Gotham since year dot. And this secret society has a hired killer called the Talon. So it's a Talon of the Court of Owls. They're kind of old money people wearing quite creepy owl masks. And I might go get my owl mask at the end just to show you. So that's something to keep watching for. And Batman's trying to expand, or Bruce Wayne's trying to expand the city. And the Court of Owls finally like, nope, you've had enough. So they capture him. And they drop him in this amazing owl labyrinth, and it's huge. The artwork from Greg Capullo is phenomenal. It's a huge zoo. Batman's wandering around. He's been there for 8 days with with no food and drinking probably some tainted water. And the artwork is great. He's got a massive like bug eye, as you would expect. He's like mask and costumes teared up, and it's phenomenal. It really goes into kind of the degrees that Batman will go into. And the first volume is definitely must buy. Second volume, it's not so much. Second volume is a bit more generic superhero, in which there's like 50 Talons and they all go and try and kill famous people in Gotham. And it's mainly just kind of one big fight. There is a redeeming part of it. There's 3 or 4 in the back cave. Batman goes into his armory and comes out with what can only be an iron bat, a huge mechanical beast of body armor, and he just starts pounding on these guys over and over. And I'm not gonna lie, that bit's pretty cool. That bit's really the highlight in the entire Night of the Owls, and that's volume 2. Why I'm here is to talk about volume 3, Death in the Family, which is a little nod to, and also Death of the Family, which is a little nod to Death in the Family, the story in which Jason Todd died. So, to give you the background as to what's happened to Batman's archenemy, the Joker, 1 year ago in the comics, so I don't know what Robin would be at that point, he had his face cut off by a bad guy called the Dollmaker. Literally, face off. A little Travolta there for you, on Cage, one of the two. And then he disappears. He's basically out of the comics for the entire year. Nobody's heard high nor hair of him. And now he's back. And he is as disturbed more than he's actually ever been. And he sees Batman as the king of Gotham. And he sees his role as the Joker, as the jester of the court, is to give the king the bad news and to try and get him to be as best as he can. And how can he get what does he think is holding back Batman? His little Bat family. He thinks Nightwing, Red Robin, Batgirl, even Jason Todd as the Red Hood are all holding him back to being what he really should be. This big, snarling monster. And really, the Joker just wants... It's almost a love story. It's a love story with what Joker wants Batman to be is just pure vengeance, pure rage. So he decides to do that by kidnapping all the little Robins, or the little Bat family, and it goes on and on and on. There's some phenomenally good writing in this. There's a scene early on. This will have huge spoilers, so careful, spoilers. There's a scene early on in book 3 in which Jim Gordon's talking about, oh, I've got one pack of cigarettes just under my bed, nobody else knows about them. And then maybe an issue later, the Joker is talking to Jim Gordon, and he's like, yeah, I know you've got those cigarettes. Many a night I've lain under that bed just wanting to wrap my arms up and round and strangle the life out of you. And I'm reading it and I'm just like, wow, that's sinister. That's a kind of level of creepiness that he's not had for a good long time. And the artwork, boom, the artwork. So Joker is, as you've seen kind of mostly, he's quite a skinny, kind of well-built, lithe character. And he's got this, he finds his face and then basically just like staples it back on. So you've got his character model of his head, and then this kind of weird, misshapen face with huge eyes and a massive gap, and like you can see he's like pulling it back. It's so beautiful, and it just really kind of underscores how creepy he now looks. Volume 1, phenomenal. Volume 2, good. Volume 3, again, phenomenal. Definitely worth buying. So this is my kind of review or suggestions to go and buy it, even if you don't like comics. Get the Comixology app on your iPad or your tablet, or even if you're on your computer. Currently, there's a sale going on in Comixology. I think you'll be able to pick the first Court of Owls up for like £2.50 for like 4 or 5 issues. You're not going to get really better value anywhere than that. And if you don't want to read them and you know me, give me a shout and I'll lend you my tablet. It's phenomenal. So yeah, definitely thoroughly recommend getting the new Batman series by Scott Snyder. He's doing some great work. The next arc is a year 0, which is kind of prior to year 1. So he's going to try and like do a new year 1, and year 1, as correctly noted, is one of the kind of better, if not best, kind of Batman origin stories. So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes. I'm just following on the trades because I can't be asked to buy it on a monthly basis. So I'll let you know how that goes. But definitely, at least give the Court of Owls a try. Again, if you know me, let me know. I'll give you the Court of Owls. I got it as a bonus when I bought my creepy owl mask. Which reminds me,